What are the most positive things happening in the world right now that people don't think of? It's so easy to repopulate the earth of rare plants, now through tissue culture. 2 years ago Brazil was freaking out trying to keep their last remaining spiritus sancti plants to themselves, and today, anyone can have them in their house, and there is no market for poachers. A malaria vaccine has been developed and is currently undergoing human trials. This could save hundreds of thousands of lives a year, many of them children. Pandas are no longer an endangered species. A few global public health things. We have made tremendous progress on ending the AIDS epidemic in the last 40 years. The percentage of adults that smoke cigarettes is lower than it has been historically. We went from like 800,000 cases of Guinea worm in the world in the late 80s to 12 in 2022. For the first time in decades, there have been Iberian lynx sightings in the region of Madrid. 2 sightings in the last week, huge news as this species is among the most endangered animals in the world. This guy honked at me for not going on green light fast enough, then caught up to me at the next light, rolled down his window and apologized for having a bad day, and then drove off and waved. Also, interest in sustainable housing is growing all the time. Things like if ships and rammed earth houses are gaining ground slowly, smiley face. Coral reefs are being grown back at higher temperatures, and scientists at MIT have figured out a reliable and cheap way to desalinate water. Edit, thanks for all the responses. I am at the hospital with my mother this day, which really turned on me. Edit update, my mother survived the emergency surgery. The chief surgeon said she would not have made it another 2 hours. Sorry for the weird personal information, but I figured I should at least update that it ended well. After being diagnosed with breast and colon cancer last fall, my mom is, as of today, officially cancer-free. More young women and girls in less developed countries are in primary and secondary education than ever before. More people worldwide are vaccinated than ever before, and a number of malaria vaccines are currently showing pretty positive results. Since 1990, the number of people living in extreme poverty has more than halved, from 2 billion to around 700 million. The rate of infant mortality is consistently declining year on year. Lots still wrong with the world, lots of things that have gotten worse. But these are significant improvements that shouldn't be understated. Constant and unrelenting negativity breeds passiveness. Knowing what we've done well helps us to understand what we're capable of and allows us to tackle the problems in a more pragmatic and effective manner. California's Lake Oroville is now back at being 100% full after being dangerously low from years of drought. The US has more trees now than it did 100 years ago. For the first time ever, the ambulance company I work for has a good amount of employees, so everyone isn't severely overworked. More people than ever before have access to clean drinking water and basic sanitation, which is saving thousands of lives. I finally got prescribed proper pain medication, and I no longer want to die most days. My lazy ass decided I should finally go in for a physical, and it turns out they found a thoracic aortic aneurysm that could have killed me instantly. Having open heart surgery in the next few days to fix it. Honeybees are at an all-time high, and are now considered overpopulated. The whole "Save the Bees" was never made for honeybees, but instead other species, such as the mining bees. Teen pregnancy is way down. My very old cat got her blood work done today, and everything seems to be great. Crocodiles like pink flowers, and I think we should talk ABT that more. My foster daughter told me she loved me. Though I got let go on Monday, a ton of people I have worked with or otherwise built great relationships with have reached out in support and offered assistance of all kinds. Restoring my faith in humanity. People are becoming more trauma-informed, facing their wounds, and making sure the next generation's burden will be at least a little lighter. We have more knowledge and connectivity at our fingertips than ever before. Our ancestors may have only had a 5th grade education, but we can Google lecture videos of nuclear physics. HIV+B may soon have a cure, and it turns negative. Case of negative being positive news. I think ozone layer is slowly healing itself, as well as my depression. I found love again for the first time since being widowed 4 years ago. I recently bought a small but modest home that I can call my own, and I got a pay rise. I genuinely feel the most at peace I have in 4 years. I became a doctor yesterday, partying face. Cancer is getting easier and easier to treat and less lethal. Age-reversing technology might be around the corner, likely only available for the ultra-rich unless society does something. I'm an environmental consultant. Human health-based requirements for concentrations of chemicals in the environment have been decreasing over the years. This means that polluters are being held to higher standards, and sites that are getting cleaned up are required to be cleaner. I was concerned under the Trump administration we'd see a serious backslide in these requirements, but we are making progress at the state and local levels. This is happening on an international level too. China is eliminating residential coal burning, which is greatly improving air quality in their cities, and India is replacing dung burning with induction cook stoves and LPG stoves. This does wonders for air quality in Delhi as well as household air quality for the poorest Indians.